Hello folks, this is Randy here, Kentucky Backwoodsman, and I just want to talk about uh, a lot of people contact me about wanting to get started in traditional archery, and I've said on here before, and most all must probably already know that I'm into that, and I happen to be real involved with an archery club, and I get people contacting me all the time wanting to know what kind of bow do I need, what do I need. It's so expensive. They scare them to death. They look at the price of custom made bows and they're up into thousands of dollars. And I'm not saying don't treat yourself, but if you want to get into it cheap, you don't have to spend all that money. I'm talking about you could get $150 could get you in traditional archery. It's easy enough to find a used bow at that price. It's not too hard to find one under $100, and that would give you the other $50 to buy arrows. You can take a piece of leather and make a tab, finger tab, to shoot with. I saw a guy took a pair of jeans and one of the pant legs made a quiver out of it. And this guy was shooting a black widow bow. I mean, he didn't spare any expense on bows, but yet when it came to a quiver, he wouldn't break down and buy a quiver. He made one out of his wife's blue jeans. So, it works. Who cares what anybody thinks, The great thing about this sport is back in the 1960s, it was pretty popular, and there were a lot of big-name manufacturers mass-produced recurves. Well, most of those old bows are still out there. If you get on eBay, there's tons and tons and tons of them, and they can be had at a very reasonable price. The big names, of course, Bear Archery is going to be your higher dollar recurves. You can still occasionally find some of them under $100, but for the most part, that name will get them a better sale. And I recommend them. The Bears are good bows. They always have been, always will be. Browning, Ben Pearson, Wing, or some other names. Shakespeare. I'm not a big Shakespeare fan, but there is some good Shakespeares too. I'm a big fan of the Brownings. I've kind of took a little splurge here in the last couple of years and bought several used Brownings. They can usually be had under $100, and they're second to none in quality. I've got several of them. Ben Pearson made a lot of bows. There's a lot of them out there. Here's one right here, an example. This is a Ben Pearson Stallion. See that on there? If you can read it for the light in here. This one is a 50-pound draw recurve. That's a beautiful look at the wood in that riser. It has kind of some gaudy green glass on the back side, but black on the front. Used to be this bothered me, but it doesn't anymore. I don't care about looks that much. But that big heavy riser recurve right there is going to be a shoot. That's a good bow. And forget what I gave for this particular one, but I feel like it was under $100. It was kind of scratched up. Sanded off. Was real careful not to sand off the writing on it. I made sure and left that. But I cleaned it up a little bit, refinished it, and it's a good looking bow. It shoots good. This one happens to be in a 50-pound draw weight, which more typically you're going to find 40 and 45-pound draw weights, which is perfect for the person starting out. I would myself recommend you start out 40 pounds, maybe even 35, and there's a lot of those out there too. There's a lot of the old target style recurves that are going to be in the light poundage weights, and that is perfect for somebody starting out. You may have shot a 60-pound compound. You don't want to start out trying to shoot a 60-pound traditional bow, or you'll just develop a lot of bad habits. A compound with its let off, you might not be holding 20 pounds back here. with a 60-pound compound. A 60-pound recurve, that's going to be 60 back here. And yes, you can draw a 60-pound compound, but the breakover on the compound, you're only pulling through 60 pounds. You're not holding 60 pounds. And that's a big difference. When you're trying to hold 60 pounds, your shoulders are going to bunch up. Every muscle and joint in your body is going to bunch up. The breakover gets that weight off there, and then it's easy to hold back and keep pulling. When these guys try to start shooting a 60-pound, then you see them doing this. They're going to be short drawing. They're going to be making bad habits. They're not going to have a solid anchor point. That's the crucial to accuracy and consistency with any bow, is having a solid anchor point with every shot. Therefore, I recommend lightweight. Forget the macho crap. Nobody's going to care. They're going to be a lot more impressed with you hitting the target with a 35-pound bow than missing and losing arrows the whole day with a 60-pound bow. I got caught up in that when I started in it. I'm over it, way over it. I'm not a bit ashamed. I hurt my shoulder the other day. I went to my shoot. I shot a 30-pound bow. Call me a sissy if you want to, but I didn't shoot too bad to have a hurt shoulder. And if I'd have took my 55-pound bow out there, I probably would have hurt my shoulder more and lost half my arrows. So, get over the macho thing. Get you a good, cheap. The great thing about these recurves from the 60s that are so plentiful on eBay, quality and workmanship back then had it all over your bows, the lower price bows that you can buy new today. If you buy a new low cost bow today, you're going to get something that's made in Korea or overseas somewhere. They're mass produced. I've seen some that were so bad out of tiller it wasn't even funny. The quality may have gone up on them, I don't know, but I would rather spend $100 on a used, or even $150 on a used Bear recurve that will hold its value. When you get done, when you decide to make that plunge and buy a expensive custom-made bow, you can sell this recurve you got off eBay and most likely get your money back, if not even make some money on it, because they're going up in price all the time. That's my recommendation. I would get, starting out, get a low poundage used recurve, and the best names to look for are Bear, Ben Pearson, Browning, Wing makes awful good bows, Shakespeare. I wish I could think of some more names right now, but I'm drawing a blank. But just get on eBay and type in recurve bow. You'll find more than you want to look at. That's my recommendation. Get a piece of history. When you're done with it, if you want to upgrade to a new custom-made bow, put it back on eBay, get your money back. You're not out nothing. It's got you into a sport for little or nothing. I know $150 is a lot of money, but compared to what you would pay for a new Black Widow, you're talking about $1,000. You know, and you can turn around and get your money out of it. That Black Widow or any new bow you buy is just like buying a new car. You're not going to get your money back. You've lost a third of the value of it when you lay your hands on it. Okay, when you get it shipped to your house. Even if you don't shoot it, you're not going to be able to sell it for what you gave for it. That Bear recurve or that Browning or whatever you choose to get, you'll turn it around. It'll hold it's not going to go down in value unless you tear it up. If you take care of it, it's only increased in value. These bows now are worth more than they were brand new 50 years ago. So I'm just trying to help you get into the sport, and I hope you do. I hope I'll have some more videos later on maybe to help you set up a bow and different things you need to know about them, how to make strings, how to make arrows, and It's kind of a hands-on kind of thing, and I think you'll enjoy it because it's a do-it-yourself kind of thing. And the frugalness and tightwad in me, that's what I like about it. We'll have some more videos later. Thank you. Randy, Kentucky backwoodsman, excuse me. We'll see you later.